Yeah, check it. You know, it's hard to stay positive when you're an electron, when the future is but an endless sea of probabilities without direction or comprehension of myself, me, I agree. Negativity is more than just being a charged lepton. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to my fellows in Copenhagen, born, Heisenberg and Schrodinger. First to understand the struggles I encounter, since I confused at the desks and abstractly wondered, what is this? Can nature possibly be so absurd? Quantum mechanically tossed, roughed up around the atom. It's a cold, cold world. It's kinda hard for me to fathom. God was cruel enough to play dice, spin the wheel of chance, and leave me powerless, purposeless, full of existential listlessness. All started as a youth when I realized my position was quantized around the nucleus, lots of inhibition about where I could be, both in energy and location. Doesn't to flirt rapidly between multiple possibilities. I can only exist in that specific orbital space, entirely predicted by de Broglie-standard waves, and I can only possess very specific energies, attained by photon absorption or discharging. But between the predetermined states I know there's something more, a host of forbidden configurations I currently can't explore, new ideas and energy outside the normal range, the source of new perspectives, chance to break out of this cage. But I'm trapped here. I stagnate, quantum jumps take me from place to place, so I got no conception of the world abroad, just my discrete existence, and man, that's the first straw. Cause I also got a problem with the Schrodinger wave equation, that's got no meaning dealing with randomness invasions. It's impossible to know anything about position from human observations. Every time they're made and a measurement is taken, I'm in a different place because you cannot locate the particulate position of a probability wave. I'm defined by a wave function, e to the archaic space, so my position could be spread out anywhere along the space, but the only problem is that this function ain't definite. It only explains chances of locale settlement. Idea born from the German physicist, it states, wave equation coefficients are amplitudes that relate to the probability of finding me in a particular place. Checkmate. I vacillate on the instinct, going from place to place, starting over in a different position every time I migrate. I can't settle down to enjoy life's joys innate. You know how hard this is? It inspires irate hate. Fly by night, change my life again and again instantaneously. Oh, how much easier this would be if I was stationary. Scarier than the probabilities is what they actually mean. The fact I might not be a defined entity. My quest for understanding been substantially injured. My naive, hopeful views overturned by Schrodinger. The world can be described with the state vector Hilbert space, so the principal superposition is at my anxiety's base. If positions A and B exist and A plus B cannot resist joining the set of potential solutions, it won't persist. Now only positions A or B can be observed, but when I'm left alone, my existence is neither. Stuck in superposition, a combination of the two, with A and B simultaneously present in both, through and through. Suddenly I exist in all and none at the same time. It seems omnipotent, but no substance behind the shine. Cause I'm not inclined to focus my attention anywhere. Infinite parallel lives, but true life nowhere. My emotions and purpose all obscured as I transiate. How can I be myself if I'm not even allowed to concentrate? To exist in this state, that doesn't even make sense. How can I be in all these places just sitting on the fence? I must live as a wave, bobbing up with troughs and crests. The only explanation to quell such burning unrest. Even check the double slit experiment. I go quite scattered. When I'm shot with two slits, it makes an interference pattern. I revel in the victory, but observation creates a shatter. Now I'm just making two lines behaving like particulate matter. So which one, I ask myself, should I actively express? The evidence presents a contradictory mess. So I'm still depressed, giving myself to figure out whether it's wave or a particle or perhaps it's something else. Maybe I'm both, characteristics of each at the same time. De Broglie postulate explains everything fine, but does it? D'Artagnan, I don't want to decide. If it's true, I'm just a heap of spare parts hybridized. Missing the fundamental question, what really am I? But even though I want to know and work towards enlightenment, I can't. Yeah, I'm trapped with enlightenment. My curiosity irrepressible, but God invincible. He viciously slaps me with the complementary principle. Regardless how hard I try, even after dedicating my life, I can never 100% know two connected pieces of information at the same time. Like take my quantum spin along the X and Z axes. Represent polarity, magnetic field interactions, but they randomly vacillate, depending on which way you measure. And logic is destroyed because the two spins cannot be tethered. Like if I guarantee enough spin, x-axis 100% measurement, then the z1 will be 50-50 up or down. It's a requirement. But when measuring the z-axis and then the x-axis in succession, the z will be fixed, but the x is a 50-50 probability question. Or Heisenberg uncertainty, the consummate dilemma. The more you know about position, the less you know about momenta, and vice versa. To measure one makes the other invalid. Correlated values move in tandem. Knowledge of both that I may have must by this condition abide. Maintain an uncertainty Planck's constant divided by 4 pi, and this is true all the time. So taking a second observation obliterates the first, which means that my quest is an inherently unquenchable thirst. I'm about to burst. I've got thoughts and feelings too, gods. When you played the dice, your cruelty double slice cause the hopes and truth you gave me shatter like ice. Made a land, I can't understand, futile to face the upper hand. You're upper man, giving me a track of life of uncertainty and strife, or truth and elusive life. They're to beckon and entice and then cowardly hide when it's time to fight the fight. Sometimes I want to give up, accept it, and embrace the pain of regret. But to feel pain is to be alive, which is complementary to death. Sometimes I wonder, do I even know if I exist? Like, sure, there's the math. A wave equation can't predict how I act. But does that really mean my properties conform to this so-called wave-particle structured uniform? Maybe all I really am is a mathematical construct, a set of equations that don't really mean much. It's just a stroke of luck that the math ends up working out, while in reality, it's completely something else. A figment of the imagination, a wild explanation for some other property of matter's unknown nature. Sad, but I don't mind. I resign without interest. I already know so little. Doesn't really make a difference. Yeah. Sometimes I gaze to the macroscopic scale and get jealous. They get to obey those same laws of classical mechanics with all their defined position and momentum, plus casualty, continuity, determination. How I wish my system stayed in the present, could just be on preceding events dependent, and I could have had a sensible history if I was just able to map my trajectory. Or what if, and this would be my ultimate ambition, to actually remain the same after measurement repetition. Oh, how my soul longs for stable torpor, a chance to escape my quantum mechanical torture. Hold on, I'm feeling a mysterious force. Could it be? That's it. It's a matter of course. A measurement has acted and brought down the axe on my entire wave function. It's going to collapse. My quantum system's been disturbed, so my state's ambiguity is expired. I'll be assigned a definite state into a place from Schrodinger's wave by a process of random selection, weighted by probability's direction, after which I'll finally have it. Obedience to classical mechanics. But wait, is this really the best? I know that I'm pursuing understanding above the rest, so by bringing myself down to laws that behave sensibly, am I not just ignoring all the underlying complexity? Macroscopic observations are made of particles and atoms, and those in themselves are governed by quantum commandment. So shouldn't that so-called world of classical mechanics just be an approximation of more fundamental antics? For future me, the inconsistency is smoothed out. The universe is truth, hidden behind a shroud, and I'm meant to strut along, believing the deception, fake understanding to suppress the real questions. Say what you want about the quantum existence, uncertainty, complementarity, and lack of consistency, but I was equipped with fundamental truth to understand enlightenment as an aspiring sleuth. You can't comprehend the universe's complex show. Knowledge is when you know all that you don't know. But no time for debate as I fall into the stun. All the infinite possibilities reduced to just one.